(19-166) Ashley Cromoff,
Ashley?
charged with possession with purpose to deliver controlled substance. Good morning. Have you got a lawyer, ma'am?
No, sir.
You gonna hire a lawyer?
No, sir. I'm gonna go for a public defender. I just got my form.
Okay. Fill it out, turn it in, and I'll have your case is before another judge, Judge Gordon Webb. I'll have you come back on let's see, May 16th at 9:30.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tilly?
Kyle Tilley, 19-155, 19-149, theft of property.
Mr. Tilley has made application to the Public Defender's Office.
Okay. Mr. Tilley, I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Let's see where we're at on your cases.
Your Honor, we'd waive a formal reading of the charges, enter a plea of not guilty. I would also share with the court that he has 2019-96, which is on Judge Webb's docket. We would move, and Public Defender's Office represents him in that case, so we would move to transfer 19-149 and 19-155 to Judge Webb's docket and allow those three cases to track.
Agreeable to me if it's with Judge Webb. So we'll transfer the cases. You may stand aside. Thank you, sir.
He needs to be arraigned.
Oh, the other one, he needs to be arraigned. Mr. Tilley, could you come back just a moment? What number is that?
19.
Underneath 140.
Well, in both cases, Judge, we waive a formal reading of the charges.
Okay. Has he been arraigned in the other case?
He has, Judge.
All right.
In 19-96,
Okay.
Judge Webb scheduled it.
You can stand aside now. Thank you, sir. Zachary Hawthorne, 19-148, 19-23,
Your Honor, on
methamphetamine. Go ahead.
48, he was arraigned last week in front of Judge Webb, set over today for scheduling order. That was consolidated, I believe, onto your docket because of two other pending cases.
Okay.
Only action take is to get the scheduling order on this division.
That's what we'll do.
Thank you. The other case below it shows failure to appear. I believe that was resolved several months ago. He's got a scheduling order on that case, no action to take.
Okay. Thank you.
That concludes my business, if I could be excused.
Right.
Steve Hodge?
Annalisa Berry, 19-152, controlled substances, drug paraphernalia. Ms. Berry, I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'm going to have you appear before Judge Webb on May 16th at 9:30 for arraignment.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeffrey Shepard, 19-147.
Come here.
Charge theft of property. Sir, I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. And how does he plead?
We'd waive a formal reading of the charges, enter a plea of not guilty.
Okay, we'll enter that plea of not guilty. We probably already scheduled it. If we haven't, we will.
Very well, Your Honor.
You may stand aside, sir. Thank you. 18-477, 18-403, Michael Barons, forgery, methamphetamine. Yes, sir.
Judge, these cases are on for trial next week. I'm going to move to continue these matters if the court would order another reappearance on June 27th. I feel like we might be able to get it resolved by then.
Very well.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You may stand aside. Thank you. Charles Gillingham, 18-425, controlled substances. It's on revocation.
Your Honor, we would enter a plea of not true to this matter, and I say set it for hearing on the 23rd, Carrie.
Hey, Judge Webb took this plea, so I'll set it to
Well,
May 16th, too early?
very well. Yes, Judge, I think that'd be,
May
that would
16th,
work, wouldn't it?
9:30. Tyler Lee, 17-2-19. It's on revocation.
I represent Mr. Lee. He's here for a first appearance on the revocation. He would enter a plea of not true to the allegations. We would ask the court to address bond.
Okay,
Yep.
give me just a minute here. Go ahead, sir.
Judge, at this point, Mr. Lee has a no bond hold due to the revocation warrant. The revocation is based on 2 misdemeanor charges here in the Baxter County District Court. I would ask the court to set Mr. Lee a bond. He would stay with his parents. His mother is here in attendance today. One of Mr. Lee's issues that he had been addressing for about a month prior to this were some mental health issues that he sought help and has received some prescriptions for. And I believe, according to his mother, they've taken an effect on his actions and his overall mood. And I think if he continues to do so, it will improve his situation. He has some counseling meetings and psychiatric meetings that could continue to happen if he was out.
Who did he allegedly batter? Was
Two
someone at the
occasions,
home?
Judge.
Huh?
This is 2 occasions. This gentleman is about 2 years ago, was placed on probation for terroristic threatening. He's got a couple of cases that involve that. The first arises out of a February the 6th Mountain Home, these are all Mountain Home PD case, where this gentleman, approximately 6:40 in the morning, went to a home, calling someone, breaking a bedroom window. I guess he went to an ex-girlfriend's house. I spoke with that lady. Her name is Sadie Walker. According to the police report, he was beating on the door, tried to get her to open the door. She told him she couldn't, and he needed to leave because he wasn't supposed to be there. He then went back to a bedroom window. That bedroom window was broken. The next incident occurred on 4/8. That occurred in the house. A woman by the name of Ashley Stutz, who actually backed this man out of her house, according to this report, with a firearm when he was holding a knife. Her front tire on her car got slashed. Her car got dented. We actually located this man passed out behind a steering wheel later on in Henderson, Arkansas, when police were looking for him. I don't know where he was. He certainly wasn't at any counseling session or living with his mother when these events occurred. And the man is entitled to a bond, but I'd like to give him about a $10,000 cash bond, because this gentleman has a habit of going around people, doing things and saying things without control. Now, the first time that we did that, it was on the telephone. I prosecuted this man, and I guess some people don't know what to say or who to say it to or when to say it to. So that's why he didn't go to prison 2 years ago for terroristic threatening. That case, you may remember, involved threatening to burn someone's house down. And so here we are 2 years ago. Mr. Lee may have a lot of problems. Good luck with him. But over on this side of the table, I'm kind of worried at the community at large. And so when we say, let's give this man a bond, he needs all this help and all this help. Well, if he needs all this help, go get it. But it seems to me that Mr. Lee has a lot of free time on his hands to go harass citizens. And if you read these police reports, Judge, and you will, they're terrible. They're awful. If he would have got shot in that house, we'd have spent 2 minutes wondering why that lady had to kill him. That's how bad it was. So in terms of a bond, give him one. Give him a $10,000 bond. Let's see who cares if he gets out of jail.
And Judge, if I may, Mr. Lee turned himself in to his probation officer on Monday with the understanding that he had these warrants out. He voluntarily submitted himself to arrest. Part of the bond is to secure attendance at his court proceedings. I don't believe he has a history of failure to appear. He, like I said, turned himself in. The second part, the community safety issue, and not to litigate the case, but we've got some disputing evidence of what happened. If it was egregious as a home invasion and a knife sticking up, there wouldn't be misdemeanors in Mountain Home District Court.
Where does your mother live?
Judge, she's here. Tabby, where do you live?
Come up here, man. You work, man?
No, sir.
So you're gonna be home all day?
Yes, sir. I'm home every day. I have to take care of my 75-year-old mother, too. And Tyler, I have got him. He goes hometown. He goes to the doctor. He had enough medication to last till today. And he goes and sees the psychiatrist at 1 o'clock tomorrow so we can get more medication.
I'm gonna set a $10,000 bond, put him on an ankle monitor. Ma'am, don't let him out of your sight.
Okay,
I'm
I
gonna
promise, I
I'm making
promise.
order that.
I
If
promise.
he's out by himself, then you've got problems too, okay? Would you do
No,
that for
no,
me?
sir, I promise, I
right.
promise. It's not cash, is it?
No, the
Okay.
bond, but
Thank
Ben's
you.
not, but he's gonna have to wear an ankle monitor.
Okay, that's fine. I'll be with him, I
Well, they-
promise.
They don't give them away, so they have to pay for that too, so it's a problem, but at
Okay.
any rate, that's what my ruling is.
Okay, yes,
Thank you.
sir. Thank you.
You write up a bond,
Yeah,
Cindy, if you write up a bond,
you need a copy of that.
an order for me to sign, yeah, one of those, put on there that his mother is ordered to, keep him within her sight. In her presence. Clay Daniel Blunt, 19-168. Mr. Blunt, have you appeared before a court on these charges before?
No, sir.
Okay, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say might be used against you in court. You have a right to a lawyer. If you can't afford a lawyer, make application to the public defender's office, and if you qualify, we'll appoint a lawyer to represent you. And while you're in the Baxter County Jail, you have a right to communicate with your family, friends, and your attorney. Your bond's been set at $5,000. The condition of that is you'll have no contact with the alleged victim or the Ellis family. Your case is before Judge Gordon Webb. He'll be here on May 16th at 9:30. So I'm going to direct that you appear before him on that date and at that time. Okay, well,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
I do have a question for the judge, though.
Yeah, what is it?
When I was brought to the detective's office about this incident,
All
I
right.
was told that as long as I had no contact, that the charges would never be filed.
Well,
Now, I've had no contact with victims, so why was the charges filed?
okay, well, the prosecuting attorney is the one who's responsible for filing the charge, and it's their decision, so obviously why, I can't answer your question exactly,
All right.
but they made a decision to charge you, so you're charged.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you now.
Yep.
Philip Idle,
Morning, sir.
good morning. I've got a document here that says you were arrested for failure to register as a sex offender. Have you appeared before court on this charge?
No, sir.
Well, I need to advise you, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you might say might be used against you. You have a right to a lawyer. If you can't afford an attorney, make an application to the public defender's office. And if you qualify, we'll appoint an attorney to represent you. And while you're in jail, subject to the regulations of the sheriff's department, you have a right to communicate with your family, friends, and your attorney. Your bond's been set at $15,000. I'll give him a date to appear, so hopefully it'll be set up for that time. Is the 16th too early? Okay, I'm gonna order you appear before Judge Gordon Webb on May 16th at 9:30.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Jeffrey Bain, 19-165, theft of property, criminal trespass, theft by receiving, controlled substances.
Step in, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Do you have a lawyer, sir?
No, sir. I found a warrant for myself Monday. I turned myself in.
Okay, good.
They told me I had a misdemeanor charge of marijuana. I showed up this morning, and now I'm in felony court. The other
Okay.
charges were dismissed in February the 17th of this year.
I see.
And the Al Bunch, my public defender, told me they could not be brought up for at least a year.
Well, actually, Tim Bunch?
Yes, Mr. Bunch, yes, sir.
Yeah, well, after a year. They got a year to bring them up. They don't have to wait a year.
Okay, he didn't explain anything. All I know is
Yeah.
that I'm here, Your Honor, and I will need a public defender or a
Okay.
lawyer of some sort.
Well, I
I
agree.
don't have the money to appoint or afford a lawyer, so I
All right.
would need,
But tell you
another-
what, they'll give you an application at that table right there. If you'll
Yes,
fill
sir.
it out, I'll recall your name.
yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. 16-334, 14-287, 12-62, 11-252, 11-211, 0550, Cody Stratford, is he with us?
Good morning.
Are you Mr. Stratford?
Yes.
Do you have a lawyer?
No.
Okay, are you gonna hire a lawyer or make application?
Yeah. Like I just got out of being incarcerated.
Okay, so which of the two are you gonna?
Yeah. I hired a lawyer.
You want to hire a lawyer, okay. Let me see, are these all revocation?
Looks like petition for imprisonment for non-payment of fines and costs and non-payment of restitution filed by the sheriff's office, initiated by the sheriff's office for failure to pay.
When did you get out of jail?
Thursday, and they came pick me up.
How long had you been in jail?
Over a year. And I paid $15.20. You wanna see it?
Do you have any idea what he owed, how much he owed?
It's in excess of $15,000, Judge. Some of these go back to 2005. It'll just be a
Okay.
matter of calculating the times when Mr. Stratford was not in prison and the dates he could have made payments. So I realized I can't make payments when he's in prison. So we'll set it off for about 60 days, Judge. Give me some time to track his incarceration dates and payment dates.
I'm wondering if some of these aren't before Judge Webb and some before me.
Uh,
I'm sure there's 6 different cases, so.
Half of them are even,
The bulk of them look like they're before Judge Webb. Well, maybe it's, should I just set them before him?
That's what I do, Judge. I'll get the information provided to Mr. Etheridge.
There's a couple of years out.
Sir, I'm gonna order that you appear on July 11th.
July 11th.
Yeah, write that down so you don't forget, July 11th at 9:30, okay? And it would really help your situation if, between now and then, if you made payments, you know, it would. So, but you appear before Judge Webb on July 11th at 9:30.
All right.
Thank you. That'll be for attorney status and arraignment.
All right.
James Dabney, 18159.
Enter that is for a change of plea.
Okay. Sir, I'm looking at a police statement and some conditions of suspension or probation. Have you gone over these?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what's set out in these documents?
Yes, sir.
You understand the charge against you and the range of penalties if you're convicted?
Yes, sir.
And you're pleading, this says guilty, but you tell me it's no contest,
Yes, sir.
to theft of property. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
When you enter your plea, you're giving up your right to have a trial and you cannot appeal. You know
Yes,
that. Are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Other than what's in these documents, have you been promised anything to get you to change your plea?
No, sir.
Have you been pressured or threatened, coerced to get you to change your plea?
No, sir.
What happened here?
Judge, on May 5th of 2018, this defendant entered onto the property of a Melissa Goodman on County Road 16 in Midway, Arkansas, and took a horse that did not belong to him. It belonged to Miss Goodman. He took that horse and I guess was attempting to take it back to his house when he was discovered. So he exercised unauthorized control over the horse of Melissa Goodman. Judge.
Did you steal this woman's horse?
No, sir.
Why are you pleading guilty to stealing a horse if you didn't steal it?
I did take it without her knowledge. Another man told me I could borrow it. But I don't understand what the question is.
He's not contesting
Okay.
the facts that
Oh,
are in the
I'm sorry,
affidavit.
you're right. It's no, I apologize. You're not contesting these facts.
Right.
Okay, I apologize to you. I'm gonna accept your plea, adjudge you guilty. I'll sentence you to 3 years in Department of Corrections to be suspended. You'll pay $200 in cost, $1,000 fine, a DNA fee of $250, $20 booking fee, $200 in public defender fees. And I'm gonna take off this drug crime assessment. Pay what you owe at a minimum rate of $100 per month, beginning within 60 days, and make your payments to the Sheriff's Department here in Baxter County. And before you go, you'll need to visit with this probation officer.
Okay.
Let's go with him. Remind me, sir, what is your name? Yes.
James Morgan.
Morgan, that's right, okay. Yep, 19164, come forward. Sir, I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. And let's see. Your case is before another judge, Judge Gordon Webb. Let's see. I don't see a scheduling order, so you should appear before Judge Webb May 16th at 9, yes.
Do we want to go ahead and arraign him though, Judge? Where he,
Can, yeah.
he'd enter a plea of not guilty, waive a formal reading of the charges.
Okay. Well, you need to get a scheduling order. Stay in contact with your lawyer's office, but I'm gonna direct that you appear here on May 16th at 9:30 unless they tell you not to.
All right.
Thank you, man.
Bobby Cockrum, 19157, theft of property. Ma'am, I appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, we'd waive a formal reading of the charges, enter a plea of not guilty.
Very well, we'll enter the plea of not guilty. Let's see, if we haven't already, we'll send Gregory Smith, 18143. Revocation. Mr. Mason, do you represent Mr. Smith?
Judge, we do. I'm looking through our file. He had noticed to be here on April 18th, and I noted an FTA. Otherwise, we haven't heard from him.
He's absconded since March. Judge, he's been absconded out of the probation office. He's been missing since March.
Just going forward.
Has he got a bond? I'm not sure. Has he been arrested? I'm not sure he's been arrested. I guess there's just an outstanding warrant for him. Is that so?